Okay. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to my YouTube videos. Um, yeah. So this video is about what is my favorite horror movie. Now that everyone's talking about what their favorite horror movie is, I've been hearing people saying that they want to see another Freddy movie, a Freddy Krueger movie, or maybe Freddy vs. Jason movie. But those were some of the classic, very classic characters from the 90s. I did watch the Nightmare on Elm Street. I watched the um, Friday the 13th. And you know what? Come to think of it, I was expecting something to happen on the 13th. Like this is October already right now. And I know you can't see. I know it's backwards, but you should know it's October. So it's October, yeah. And I was expecting something to happen on the 13th. Like this is October. But unfortunately, it's on Thursday. Thursday. I mean, I know today is the October 22nd, but on the 13th, on October 13th, it was only on Tuesday, not on a Friday. I wish it was Friday, so maybe if it was on Friday, then maybe Jason would come out and then kill us all for having this date be on Friday the 13th. You know, get it? Cause the movie is called Friday the 13th, and the calendar should have been showing 13th being on Friday on October. Um, all that stuff. So yeah, my favorite horror movie would be I don't know that much. I haven't really watched that much of horror movies that much. I really like watching. I really like watching gory movies, very bloody movies. Um, yeah, my favorite horror movie would have to be Wrong Turn. Wrong Turn movie. It's a movie. It's a movie where a bunch of Freddy Krueger's brothers are just out there in the forest, waiting to see someone in the forest out there, doing whatever they want to do. And then as soon as you turn yourself back, they're literally behind you, and they're just gonna shoot you in the back with an arrow, and they're gonna like, yeah, I got you. And then it's my favorite movie. It's my favorite movie, Wrong Turn. Uh, yeah, the only reason I like that movie is because it's a horrifying movie. It shows a bunch of guys with all their face looking similar to their their faces look similar to Freddy Krueger's, except they're not Freddy Krueger's brothers. They're just a bunch of horrifying hunters that just want to kill somebody and probably want to eat their bones and something like that. So yeah, I watched Wrong Turn movie. It was pretty good. Pretty scary too. Where this guy had an axe and then he chopped the woman in half. I saw that part and I was like, oh my god, I cannot. I don't want to sleep at all. Uh, Maybe at nighttime if both doors are closed, I'm not gonna trust anybody to have me sleeping in this bed right now, because I can imagine somebody coming from the door with the axe, and they're just gonna like literally chop my entire body while I'm sleeping, and then I'll probably won't feel a thing, and then next thing you know, oh, I'm gone, because I got killed from one of Freddy Krueger's brothers. Jesus. But we know that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. I promise you that's not gonna happen. I'm gonna be looking out to see who's gonna, stay quiet in this room to make sure that I'm sleeping in this bed right here. As you can see, and I'm gonna make sure nobody And I mean, no, 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 nobody. Not Michael Myers, not Freddy Krueger, not Chucky, not Jason Voorhees, not Screamface. Who else? Uh, Not Freddy Krueger's brothers from Wrong Turn, and especially who else? And especially Chucky's wife. Chucky's wife. Yeah. I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna make sure nothing ever scares me at all. Um, but as a matter of fact, you know what? I change. You know what? I'm gonna just change this topic. This topic is about what my favorite horror game is about. My favorite horror game is. My favorite horror game is. Uh, yeah, my favorite horror game would have to be Outlast. Outlast One. It's the first time I played it. Dude, I literally jumped out of my chair. I busted the back of my head on the floor. Uh, literally just had a I literally had my head on the ground, got sent to the hospital immediately cause I was knocked out unconscious due to the jump scares that I just got from that Outlast game. And oh, I didn't want to play that game. There was this creature called Walrider who was coming at me, and then when he was coming at me, I thought, oh my God, he's gonna come from the game through the TV and then come chase to me while I was running to my living room, trying to tell somebody to turn off the Xbox so I could just all of a sudden get back into my room and then try to recover from that jump scare. That was a very scary game. I like that game a lot. It's a very horrifying game. If you ever play that, or if you never seen what an Outlast game is, or if you never played Outlast, or if you don't know what Outlast is, you're gonna get jump scared immediately. So if you were in my shoes, I recommend that you be brave. Uh, you you fight any creatures that you think you can defeat. Cause I really believe I should be a horror character myself. My, that's a shelf. I really think I should be a horror character myself. Uh, I think I would do better in the horror movies. So, and as for the horror games, yeah, I never really played horror games though. I'm trying to figure out what the horror games are, cause the only I don't remember what horror games I played. Horror games, horror games. I'm trying to look for it, guys. Yarn. I've played. Okay, so the horror game that I've played was I've played Dead Space. I did play Dead Space when I was at my cousin's house 8 years ago, when I used to spend the whole year in my cousin's house. And then I played Dead Space, and I got so terrified I actually peed my pants myself. Uh, I never got. I wanted to play the game called Even Within, but unfortunately my father said no, I couldn't play it because I'm not an adult to play it. If I play the Evil Within, that it's gonna do something to my brain. That if I play that game, it's gonna kill me. It's gonna do something to my brain, that I'm gonna be so jump scared. Like that's not what a horror game does. That's not what Evil Within does at all. It's not gonna do nothing to your brain, or it's not gonna make your eyeballs pop out or anything like that. Yeah, I actually do like horror films, horror games, all that kind of stuff. I think I think this is like the best month of all time. When I was little, I used to dress up as a I was dressed up as as the Scream face from Scream film. You know, I try to at first when I it was like a costume where I had a heart to, pump blood and stuff. I had a sickle with me as well. Uh, yeah, that was a fun, that was a very good costume. Uh, yeah, I like horror. I like horror films and horror games. These are like the type of things that you cannot deny are the best horror movies in history. Nightmare on Elm Street is the best movie in history. Friday the 13th is the best movie in history. It's also the best date in history. If you mark it in calendar, for those who knows all about calendars, they best try the best to mark it on 13th. Put 13th on Friday instead of not Tuesday. Just mark it on Friday. Friday the 13th. We want to know what happens on Friday the 13th. But nope, unfortunately today, this month is just the 13th on Tuesday. We're on the 22nd now. Wow, the time goes by really fast. Uh, so yeah, it's 13th. Obviously, I would like it if 13th was on Friday. Pretty much, I would figure out, oh, is Jason is gonna appear? Are they gonna show up? Or we're gonna like, am I gonna have to go on YouTube to look at a Comic Con with someone dressing up as Jason Voorhees, slicing everybody with a machete? Oh God, that would be terrifying. Uh, but yeah, anyways, um, yeah, I do like horror films and games. So, but if I had to pick a horror movie, my favorite horror movie, uh, my favorite horror movie. Oh yeah, yeah. I know what I said. It's Wrong Turn. My favorite wrong horror movie is Wrong Turn. But I also like other horror movies, which is Child's Play 2 movie. It's like I like some of the parts from Child's Play movie. Uh, like my favorite parts is where Andy goes to school with the homework that said with the homework, and then the teacher looks at the homework and says, "This says F you, Andy. Why did you write this? Is this unacceptable? You're not supposed to write this at all. So you know what? You're gonna get an F. You wanna write F you to me? F you to yourself." And that was my favorite part. Uh, in Child's Play too. Is where Andy takes his homework, and then the teacher finds out that the homework has an FU in the homework, and then she got mad and then let Andy get locked up in a classroom by himself, while the other kids they just go into the cafeteria to probably get lunch or something. They probably eating hamburgers or pizza. Sharing it with their friends or girlfriends. All those kids were very young, so I'm pretty sure they're all grown up now in those movies. Uh, and then immediately Andy leaves the school. Chucky, he's been in the closet for a while. So then the teacher just comes in, realizes that Andy is gone. So she thinks I know y'all know what this part is. I know y'all know, but I just want to explain it how I want to. So the teacher comes in, uh, Chucky, no, Andy, he literally left the school, abandoned the school to its death or whatever. And then Chucky is all of a sudden knocking on the door in the closet. And then as soon as the teacher comes in, tries to see who it is knocking on the closet, and then realize, who is there? Andy? Andy, this isn't funny. Andy? 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 Andy!
Been very no mistletoe.
That is what. That is my. That is my favorite scene. That's from the. That's just something Chucky probably would have used in a horror movie. But yeah, that was my favorite horror scenes. I hate teachers. Um, I think this teacher taught a big lesson. Not to accuse humans. Uh, don't don't accuse without listening first. So apparently this teacher, Miss Kettlewell, Miss Kettlewell. Interesting name. Okay. Uh, yeah, she been taught to learn. I keep saying learn. She been taught a big lesson of accusing Andy and not trying to listen to what he has to say. Chucky was shy to say something. Apparently nobody couldn't believe what Andy was saying because obviously they have a right mind about toys. That toys are just not moving by themselves at all. So of course, why would you have to believe Andy? Because how is this how is this remote gonna all of a sudden move by itself? Like it's gonna I wanna I wanna turn the volume up and then immediately the then immediately the remote this is all of a sudden turning the brighter to very dark, and I can't see dark. So all of a sudden this TV remote, it's corrupted. So obviously if people thinking like let's say for example, um okay, I'm gonna use this TV remote and I'm gonna turn the TV on for you. Boom. There you go. The TV is on. And then as soon as someone comes into my room, they're gonna think, why is this TV say, oh, I love you, that I'm the one who wrote that. And then as soon as I looked at the TV and it says I love you, I'm gonna say, I didn't say that. I never said that. I put the TV for you to watch YouTube. Not, I didn't write that. And then immediately, the remote, it literally typed in I love you by itself. Very corrupting remote right here. So yeah, that's why nobody couldn't believe Andy because they thought all toys don't move by itself. But unfortunately, Chucky, he's the character who just he has a battery inside them, but then he's all of a sudden trying to get into Andy's soul. Souls! I wanna get in the souls! I like this topic of what the movie is about. Chucky wants to get into Andy's soul. Interesting. Or maybe he's trying to convince Andy that all toys are not always gonna move by itself. Your phone, for example, your phone is gonna show you a video of what What am I saying? I don't know what I'm saying. Or, oh yeah, I got an idea. Alright, let me get back to my gimmick again. Or maybe Andy, no, not Andy, Chucky wants to make Andy believe, Andy, why do I keep saying Andy? Chucky wants to make Andy believe that pens can move by itself. If you were just doing your homework and you were just completing your math by writing what's 22 plus 35 equals whatever. He wrote down the answer. That's it, done. Their answer is correct. But apparently when he was sleeping, this pen immediately started moving by itself. And then all of a sudden wrote F-U. This pen can move by itself? Chucky is a toy. He can move by itself. This can move by itself? I hope and pray that nothing is ever going to move. I pray that this TV remote doesn't put up the volume to 100 when I'm listening to Drake music. I hope this controller doesn't move by itself by taking me into the Combat League so I can get beat up by everybody on online. I hope that this phone doesn't move by itself by all of a sudden making this phone texting other girl by itself when I'm not the one holding the phone. I hope you don't do that. And one more thing, I pray to myself that this pen does not do anything on my homework. I don't want this pen to write FU on my homework so I can get embarrassed by my teacher in front of my friends. I hope that this pen doesn't write anything on the letter that I'm about to give to my girlfriend. I hope this doesn't say, I hope you retire. I hope this doesn't say that. And one last thing I hope this doesn't do. I hope that when I'm writing something on the math homework, I hope this pen does not write F-U. That's why I'ma put this in the garbage. And if this comes back from the garbage, you best to believe we're all gonna die from a pen by itself. This pen is a ghost, and I will not be scared. I hope you enjoyed this video of my favorite horror movies and games. I hope you enjoyed this video about why Chucky is the best horror character in the horror series. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And I hope you learned a lesson to make sure that when you sleep, you make sure that your pencil, your eraser, or pen does not move by itself. Good luck. Good luck. Chucky is existent. Happy Friday the 13th? Hold on. Today's October 22nd. Rambo is next week. Stay tuned. I'm your worst nightmare.